Welcome. This video is going to talk about preparing for the college pathway for students in grades 9 through 11. So in this presentation, we're going to give a little bit of an introduction. We're going to talk about researching career pathways, connecting those pathways to majors, and then investigating what schools offer those majors. And then we'll touch a little bit on college admissions testing at the end. So the goal of talking about the college pathway early isn't to lock students into going to college or a specific career, but rather to just expose them to the possibilities that they have, the potential pathways that they have to help keep them focused and engaged in school. And you may be wondering why I'm going to be talking about careers first, and that is mostly to do with financial planning. So students who change their major can result in paying an additional semester or more of tuition, and that ranges anywhere from $5,000 to $18,000, which is obviously super expensive. So the goal of planning and exploring before you go to college is to help you save that money and to make sure that you're on the pathway that fits best for you. The more confident you are in your majors, or at least your career cluster interests, the less likely you are to have to change your major or change colleges, which hopefully will help you keep that cost down for a degree if the college pathway is what you decide on. And exploring different career pathways in high school is definitely less expensive, and you still have a wide range of options to choose from. So we're going to take a look at the Milford Counseling website here. This is a great resource for when you're doing some exploration and planning. You can see we have these college and career to-do lists, which shows you by grade what you should be doing first semester, second semester, summer, and you can also click for a printable checklist as well. There's also a lot of other resources on there, which we'll touch on here in just a minute. So these are the steps we want students to take when they are preparing for college or exploring that college pathway. First, we want them to research career pathways and clusters. Then we want them to find majors that fit with those career pathways. And then we want them to research colleges that offer those majors. So what you do in high school matters, researching these career pathways. So what should you be doing now? Exploring different career pathways, engaging with your classes, and then seeking some outside opportunities for career experiences. Again, we're not making lifelong commitments. We just want you to be able to get to know yourself or your student. We have a great research tool for career pathways. It's called Naviance. All Milford students have access to this in grades 7 through 12. So when you go to Naviance, just real quick, we'll show you what it looks like. So you will click Milford Senior High School, Student, and then almost all students are going to need to reset their account. So you'll enter in your school email, and then you'll hit Forgot Password, and that's going to send you an email with a temporary password to help you reset your account and get logged in. Once you're in Naviance, there's a lot of things that you can use in here to explore. So Naviance offers a lot of career research tools, and you can go in and take a look at clusters. You can do some assessments on the careers tab here. You can do assessments. You can look at specific careers. If you're interested, say, in being a lawyer, you can look specifically at lawyers and that career. It talks about the skills and experiences lawyers have, what their wages look like based on where you are in the country, and you can take a look at, what they do, all of that stuff. So if you're not sure if specifically being a lawyer is what you're interested in, you can also look at the career cluster, which gives you kind of the bigger picture pathway and things that are related to law. And you can look at the employment outlook for that field, related occupations, so not just lawyers, but all different kinds of occupations. You can then take a look and see what are the related majors and what is a good plan of study. So what courses should you be taking now to prepare for that pathway? So some great resources there. We want students to be exploring multiple pathways, so we don't necessarily want you to lock into just an engineering pathway or lock into just an English creative writing pathway. We have lots of electives here for a reason, so we want you to make sure that you're exploring all different kinds to see what fits with your interests. This can also help you drive course selection when you're in scheduling in the spring. This also is a good time to engage with your classes. So not just the content of the classes, whether it's a science class or math class, but what is it about your courses that you like? Is it group work? Is it the individual investigative work? Is it presentations, the research, the level of attention to detail required? These are all skills and tasks that are required in different types of careers, and can help you narrow down, what career pathway might fit with you best. On our Milford Counseling site, we also show you some scheduling resources. So if you click the scheduling, you can see the presentations from last spring. But if you scroll down a little bit farther, you can see special courses and programs by department. And you can also see course options by career interest. So if you click career interest, these are all based and connected with Naviance's career cluster pathways. So if you click law and public safety, you can see this information is pulled from Naviance. But you can also see focused elective options from here at the high school. So what art classes do we offer that might fit? What social studies classes? Some special areas? What are some external learning opportunities? So Great Oaks, College Credit Plus, Credit Flex that you could use. There's also some suggestions that you can seek out for job shadowing or internships or mentors. Some sample career choices and their median salaries. So we connected this with Naviance information-wise, so you can use both when you're doing your career research. So external learning opportunities, we talked about Great Oaks, we talked about CCP, but you can also just have career conversations. So talking with your family about what kinds of education and training are needed for those career interests, what kind of skills, what do you think your student's passionate about. You can also look for school clubs. You can set up interviews or job shadowing where you can go and interview someone in your field of interest, or maybe set up a day to shadow them at their job so you can get a first-hand experience of what that looks like. You can set up internships. It's kind of difficult sometimes to set up internships, but some businesses will actually allow high school students to work with them in a more in-depth job shadowing experience. You can also check with the counseling office to see if we have any connections, because we do work every year to establish some real partnerships with businesses to offer internships. We also recommend looking at summer camps for high school students. There's lots of summer camps out there that are based on career fields, career interests. So you might even be able to find one hosted by a college that you're interested in that is related to the career pathway that you're interested in. Once you have a general idea of career clusters, then you're going to want to connect with college majors if that's the pathway that you want to take. You may be looking at, a 2 or 4 year trade school, vocational tech school, or you might be looking at 4-year plus college education pathways. And you can do that also in Naviance by looking at those, majors that connected with the career cluster that you were interested in. You can also investigate your school options. There's a great tool on Naviance called the SuperMatch College Search. And on this, you can select the criteria that you're interested in. What kind of campus do you want? Do you want an urban setting, public school? Where do you want it to be? The Midwest, the South, the West Coast? You can say, I want to make sure that they have this specific biomedical science major. And it gives you a list of schools that are fit for you. And it tells you how close of a fit they are, whether it's 100% down to 50%, what characteristics do those schools match up with your interests. Then you can visit the school summaries to see an average net price, their graduation rate, acceptance rate. All of that information is available in Naviance. You can also go then to the school's website to look up more information about admissions. Here we want you to save the schools so you know which ones you're interested in and you can come back and research them later. You can do that by clicking the little heart next to the school, and it automatically pops them into a colleges I'm thinking about list. So that's the exploration research that students should be doing in grades 9 through 11. College admissions testing is its own separate beast, I guess, of preparing for college. Right now, a lot of schools are moving to either test optional or downplaying the importance of their college admissions component for their application, but we still want students to be able to have a score on record just in case. So this is the timeline for college admissions testing. 10th graders have the option to take the pre-ACT in January of their sophomore year. It's optional. The registration for that goes out in November. We usually recommend taking the ACT or SAT, whichever one the family is choosing, maybe once the summer after sophomore year or at the very beginning of their 11th grade year. And then that way they have, one score on record. They can kind of see where their standing is for the college admissions test that they're taking. In the 11th grade, they'll take the PSAT in October. That's the National Merit Scholarship qualifying test. So that's optional. Students register in August and early September for that. And then in the February-March timeframe, students will take the state ACT. So all 11th graders are automatically registered for that. It is a free ACT offered by the state of Ohio. So that can be a student's, one time. If they're choosing to only take the test one time, that can be the student's one time taking it. Students who are interested in increasing their score may take it one more time after that in the spring or summer. But again, those are really at the family discretion. We usually recommend twice if you're trying to improve your score, maybe 3 times. Research shows that anything more than 4 is not going to help a student improve their score. And again, a lot of schools are test optional now, so students should really take a look at what schools they're interested in to see what the test requirements are for those schools. This is kind of a summary of that testing path. So last but not least, we really want to stress it's not a lifetime commitment or you're not locking yourself in to a career pathway or even a post-secondary pathway when you do this research. It's really just about staying engaged in school and the process and making sure that students are really exploring the options available to them. Thanks for watching this video. You can follow us on Twitter at MHS_counseling5, or you can send me an email. I am the College and Career Counselor, Readiness Counselor here at the high school. My email is emmons_e@milfordschools.org. Thanks for watching, and let us know if you have any questions.